George Harrison takes the stage for the first time in 23 years to raise money for the Natural Law Party.
George Harrison has finally realised that money can't buy you love, so not content to let it be, he's turned to politics instead.
I just want to be happy. I'm happy, you know, I'm trying to get blissed out, and I would like the rest of the country to be blissed out, basically. But if they want to go on and on and on with these boring old farts, then be my guest, you know, I'll go to Hawaii for a while.
Ringo Starr has finally realised that love can't buy you money, so he's got back to where he once belonged, announcing the release of his first album in 9 years, as well as a European tour.
You know, it's new for me because it's been so long, and I think people were expecting some sort of comedy album. I don't know why, that was just mentioned. And it's a regular, straight-ahead rock-pop album. No, I never asked George or Paul to play with me on this album. Though I did ask them if they had any songs. This was early last year. And Paul actually wrote half a song, which I finished, and we recorded, but it didn't make it to the album. You know, everything doesn't make it.
Don't ask me what I want it for.
So both Beatles boys are back on the road, but while one seeks a political heaven here on Earth, the other's wondering what on earth it's all about.
I don't really know what they stand for. I saw George this morning in an interview saying he wasn't really sure what they stood for either, but he didn't like what the others stood for, so...
So there.
Former Beatle Ringo Starr has unveiled a new album called Time Takes Time, his first for 9 years. Starr also announced the European leg of a forthcoming world tour. His live band will include Joe Walsh, Todd Long, 100 Nights Live in America, and the roller coaster tour touches down in London. Yesterday, George Harrison was hard at work rehearsing for his show at London's Royal Albert Hall tonight, his first live performance in the UK since he played on top of the Apple Building with the Beatles in 1969. But George's performance is in fact a political one. He's playing in support of the Natural Law Party, a party that's a mere 2 weeks old, with a manifesto claiming to want to create a heaven on earth.
Let me tell you how it will be. One for you, 19 for me. 'Cause I'm the tax man. Yeah, I'm the tax man.
We are delighted that George Harrison has come forward to perform in this concert, and as you will have seen from his own press statement, he is fully in support of the Natural Law Party. He feels that it is the time neither to go to left nor right or centre, but to go far beyond the traditions of politics in this country, and he has full confidence that the Natural Law Party can fulfil the aspirations of everyone in this country.
Most of the television and newspapers, all they ever talk about is Labour, Conservative, Liberal. They don't even talk about the Green Party. So, you know, they give this incredible amount of publicity, free publicity, to, you know, these old political parties that just go stumbling along forever, you know. And so I thought, well, we need to attract a bit of attention. So that's why I did the concert, and that's why I'm doing this interview, because it's time we talked about something else instead of those same old boring politicians. The good thing is I've been around so long now that I don't really need to have a new album to do the concert, because people haven't really got sick of my old ones yet.
If you don't wanna pay some more,
I went to Japan to practice, you know, to practice being on stage, to see what it was like again, and, you know, it wasn't as complicated as I thought. It's just standing there singing the songs, really. You just have to remember the chords and the words. So I'll be a little nervous, I suppose, a bit of adrenaline before the show, but, you know, I feel good about it.
Meanwhile, his fellow ex-Beatle this morning at London's Dorchester Hotel.
The last album I made was an album called All Wave, which Joe Walsh produced, and it only came out in Canada and Germany, so I was a little disheartened. And the next album I did only came out in the court of law in America. And so I was really disheartened, so I sort of decided I've had enough for a while. And then a couple of years ago I put a band together, the All Stars #1, and we went on the road. And so this is the natural progression of me getting back in the business and doing what I do, which is make records and perform.
The tour, which takes on America as well as Europe, features Ringo Starr's all-star band, which includes Joe Walsh, Todd Lundgren and Dave Edmunds. Being established stars with their own busy careers, how did he manage to get them all together for his tour?
Laughingly, I say they were the only ones who weren't working this summer, but that's not true. You know, the thrill of putting my own band together is that I can just sit around and think, who would I have play with me? And the first band was, I'd worked with everybody. This band isn't quite like that, but it's people I'd like to work with. And it's a question of just phoning them up and saying, I'm going out in the summer, would you like to come with me? And up to now, everybody said yes.
So what can we expect from Ringo's brand new album?
People were expecting some sort of comedy album. I don't know why, that was just mentioned. And it's a regular, straight-ahead rock-pop album.